Hello everyone, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Karina.
And this is K&K Pauper, trying out this YouTube thing, making content for a format that I think deserves more love.
And while I don't really play Pauper, I do play Magic.
Well, kinda.
Yeah, kinda. I thought this could be a good way to get myself playing a little bit more, actually.
Cool. Maybe I could get you to come out to the LGS again.
Slow your roll there, buddy. I'm just gonna start with this.
Alright then, so let's get started. And what better way to show off how enjoyable and interactive the Pauper format is than by starting off with a deck that almost entirely goldfishes its win.
Fun!
So I actually got the idea for this pile from a commentator on Rags to Riches, who pointed out the synergy between Unearthed creatures and Songs of the Damned. It makes it so that, in theory, our deck only needs to keep songs in hand and can do the rest of its work in the graveyard, which makes it different from other song-style decks who need something like Crypt Rats or Consume Spirit to go off. So how do you fill up your graveyard? Well, the main way is with Dredge. Stinkweed Imp is the premier Dredge card of the format, and a 1/2 flyer with pseudo Death Touch that keeps coming back over and over again can beat some decks all on its own. Shambling Shell is a bit iffier, and it's possible that some number of them should be Golgari Brown Scales instead.
I'm all about that life.
But I found that the Shell's 3 power is pretty reasonable on the ground, and its ability to get into the graveyard all by itself while pumping another creature tends to be more useful than you might think.
To fill up our graveyard even more, we have Faithless Looting, which can help you smooth out your draws early after you cast it for the first time.
Or if it's flipped off a Dredger.
Well, no matter how it ends up in the yard, it can be flashed back for some extra Dredge triggers. Cathartic Reunion serves as looting number 5 and 6, and while it's not as good because you can't play it from the graveyard, it does dig deeper initially. And if we pitch an Imp or a Shell to it, we can bring them back right away. Finally, Street Wraith helps us dig our Dredge for free while also providing fuel for Songs of the Damned. So, that's how we fill up our yard. What's the payoff?
Well, that's where our Unearthed creatures come in. Unearthing a few of these guys and flashing back Rally the Peasants.
Thanks, Eternal Masters.
Yep, it can easily add up to 20 more damage in one swing. Dregscape Zombie pays for itself with Songs of the Damned and has 4 power after Rally, making it pretty ideal for this deck. Rotting Rats and Viscera Dragger both need a buddy to come back off of songs, but each of them have their own benefits. Bringing back the Rats first can help make sure that your opponent's hand is clear of any instant speed sweepers, like Hell of Trickery, or counterspells that will mess up our plan. We're just running 3 though, as they only end up swinging in with 3 power. Dragger, on the other hand, hits for a whopping 5 and can be cycled early like Wraith to help dig, dredge, and set up the kill.
The rest of the deck is mostly utility cards that help us stay alive until we can assemble our army. Crypt Rats can clear a board swamped with small to medium-sized dudes, and Morgue Theft can get it back if we need it to use it more than once or if we flip it off a Dredger. Crippling Fatigue easily flashes back to pick off those individual creatures and can be a 2-for-1 if it starts off in our hand. And finally, Gnaw to the Bone helps us stay alive if we need more time to fill our yard against aggressive strategies.
Now you may have noticed a potential flaw with the game plan of the main deck. You pretty much scooped a graveyard hit. And while the main board doesn't really have a backup plan besides hard casting and beating down with our creatures, this is something I have considered in the sideboard, or at least I did, after playing a Delver Angler deck. I ended up being able to play Bojuka Bog 5 or 6 times in one game.
Yeah, so it feels like that kind of matchup we can bring in our Delve creatures. Gurmag Angler and Hooting Mandrills from the sideboard.
Swapping in these guys for Rally the Peasants and Songs of the Damned can change our game plan from waiting until we can swing in for lethal all at once to establishing a threat as fast as possible.
After all, opponents can't exile a graveyard if you do it yourself first.
The last piece of our transformative plan is Moldervine Cloak. This aura is almost impossible for control decks to deal with, and it ups the clock of any creature we manage to stick. It's like a Rancor, except for bigger and it fills the yard. And if we stick it on a Crypt Rats, we can wipe the board for 3 damage each turn.
Speaking of rats, we've got 2 more to keep the board for help with go-wide strategies like tokens and elves for decks where normal removal doesn't do much, like Boggles.
Chainer's Edict also helps against Boggles and is useful for dealing with Tron or Kiln Fiend decks.
Dogs like Moment's Peace ruin a Kiln Fiend player's day and have value against a lot of creature-based decks.
And finally, we have some sweet, sweet artifact hate in the form of Ancient Grudge, which is mostly for affinity. And that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck tech and our very first video set. See you in the games!